Welcome to the Art of Kundalini. Today's practice is preparatory exercises for meditation and a pranayama practice. I'll be guiding you through these warm-ups today, and these warm-ups are just for us to have a foundation to practice before diving into a more powerful breathwork practice or a more deeper meditation practice. This is just to facilitate and opening up this central channel within our being and activating all of these organs, getting the blood pumping and moving, just to set us up for an ideal pranayama or meditation practice. So, with that being said, we will begin by just tuning in, coming to a seated position, sit bones firmly rooted into the earth, the spine is erect, the chin is gently tucked in. This creates that natural curvature to your spine. Finding this central position within your seat as you allow the flesh to just relax around the spine, feeling the spine supporting the body up. And from this space, you close your eyes, you begin to consciously breathe, drawing the breath in through the nose and drawing it down through the heart, through the solar plexus, into the sacral. And just a natural exhalation, bringing awareness to your breath. We are connecting to that inner essence within us, that aspect of the creator, of consciousness, of God that resides within us. We're establishing that connection here before we step into our sacred practice. This aspect of tuning into yourself and tuning into creation through yourself. And this is a unique experience, and I invite you to allow this unique experience to unfold as you sit with it, as you dive deeper into connecting with your essence. And what does it mean? What is the position that you want to start your breathwork practice, your meditation practice from? And make that an anchor, a beginning point to your discipline. So tuning into that aspect inside of you, that which will never change, that which will never die, this aspect of your unique energy that animates your flesh. And from here, we'll take 3 deep breaths. And now we will begin. And we will begin by coming onto all fours for our cat and cow posture to open up the spine. The hands align underneath the shoulders, the knees align underneath the hips. And as you inhale, the belly relaxes, the lungs fill with air. You tilt the pelvis, you lift the gaze. As you exhale, you begin to draw the chin in towards your chest. You tuck the tail under, drawing the navel point in towards the spine, pressing the earth away from you, curling like a cat. And just alternating between these two shapes, inhaling into the cow posture, exhaling into the cat posture. And just continuing in this manner, allowing your breath to direct the movement. As you're inhaling, the breath is pulling you into this cow posture, and as you're exhaling, it's pressing you back into this cat posture. Begin to consciously connect to your breath and begin to harmonize the breath, making your inhalation equal in duration to your exhalation. We're opening up the spine, we're stimulating all of the vertebrae, we're getting this cerebral spinal fluid to begin to flow freely along this central channel. And as you feel the body begin to open up, you begin to warm up, you can begin to breathe more powerfully and move more rapidly and really make it a rhythmic exercise. Meditating upon the sound of your breath, connecting the mind, the body, and the breath all in unison with the movement. And now just get lost in the breath, in the flexing of the spine. And now inhaling very deeply into this cow posture, remaining in this cow posture here for a moment. We're going to stay with the head facing up, facing forward. And you're going to exhale all the air out. Take a couple of deep breaths remaining in this posture. Now inhale very deep. And as you exhale, transition in the cat posture and remain there and do the same thing, breathing in and out in the cat posture. Feeling the expansion in the upper back behind the shoulder blades. And now inhaling to a neutral level of spine, tabletop position. And then exhaling, bringing your butt back to your heels, your forehead to the earth. The arms extend out in front of you. Releasing, relaxing the shoulders. Allowing the breath to step back into its own natural rhythm. As you sink deeper into your hips, you begin to consciously scan the body from the hips through the back, releasing any tension within the body, commanding to release through the mind. As you just continue to soften and relax, allowing the breath to come back into its own natural harmonic rhythm. And you just allow everything to fall into place. The tension in your shoulders, releasing that back to the earth. The tension in the face muscles, the jaw, removing the tongue from the upper palate. And taking this moment to just be. And consciously guiding the breath back in, inhaling deeply as you exhale, rising up out of this posture. And we are going to shift into a seated posture now on the buttocks, cross-legged position called easy pose. And from here, we're going into our next exercise, which is spinal flex. So you grasp the shins where they cross at. All that we're working on doing is flexing this lower lumbar region of our spine. So as I inhale, I draw the breath down. I fill the lungs to capacity, so my abdominal cavity is going to expand slightly on the inhalation. And I'm going to flex forward. On the exhalation, I'm drawing this navel point in, my lower belly, towards the spine to force the air out as I flex back, kind of like that cat posture. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. The head remains level to the ground as you're doing this exercise. There is no flip-flopping of the head. That is wrong. We want to keep the head level to the earth. We're working on just isolating the spinal flexion to the lower lumbar region of the spine. So now connecting the breath to this rhythm. And continuing in this fashion, creating a rhythm with this exercise. The art of Kundalini is all about rhythm. This Kundalini is a feminine energy. It is the creative potential that resides dormant within the being, often depicted as a serpent wrapped around a staff, or the spine. It is said to lie dormant in the base of the spine. This is a very sexual type of energy, so it responds to rhythm and the breath. That is the most important components of Kundalini. So locking into that rhythm and really consciously engaging the breath work through these movements and meditating upon the sound of your breath, upon the sensation of the breath, getting lost within all of these things occurring at the same time and allowing it to turn into an active form of meditation. Now, inhaling very deeply as you come back to a neutral, central positioning and suspending that breath within. Just allowing it to float at the top. There's no constriction of the throat and no tension in the muscles around the shoulders of the throat. You just allow it to float there. And you can apply a root lock mula bandh. That is when you squeeze the rectum, the sex organ, and the navel point in and up. So an activation of all three. With the eyes closed, gazing internally to the third eye, and then exhale and release and relax the breath, and just come into stillness within your center and take on the perception of the watcher, taking a step back into the side and witnessing the body come back into its own natural harmonic breathing. Noticing the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts that may be rising to the surface. Connecting to the experience of the physical body and what you are tuning into through that experience, and simply just observe. And now we are going to transition to seated on our heels in a more like zazen kind of posture, rock pose. Placing the palms flat down on the thighs. We're going to do spinal flexes from this variation as well. So just inhaling forward, exhaling back. Again, keeping the head level. Establishing that rhythm, that cadence with the breath. The breath is still sharp and deep, and the exhalation is still full and complete. We utilize the navel point, drawing that in towards the spine to then allow the diaphragm to force all of the air out. So it's still a very powerful, consciously engaged breathing experience here. And now inhaling very deeply, becoming very still, central positioning, applying that root lock, mula bandh, rectum, sex organ, navel point, drive in and up as you internally gaze at the space between the eyebrows, the eternal eye. Inviting this energy to flow upwards. And then exhale and release and relax. And again, allow the breath to integrate that movement and that experience and just not watch it naturally unfold. And from here now we will transition back into a seated posture, easy pose. as we can now see how important the rhythm and the breath is when you want to awaken this Kundalini within. We're now going to begin a spinal twist. So we're going to bring the hands up to the shoulders, 4 fingers in front, thumbs in back. Firmly rooted in through the sit bones. The head is relaxed here. It's going to follow the momentum of the torso twisting. So as we inhale, we're twisting to the left. As we exhale, we're twisting to the right. The head is just going to follow the swivel motion of the torso twisting. Still using that navel point to direct the breath. So as you're inhaling, the abdominal cavity is relaxing so you can draw in that full air. As you're exhaling, you're twisting to the right. You're pulling that navel point in to help force the breath out. And again, connecting to your own cadence, your own rhythm, connecting to the breath so that we can awaken this feminine, potent energy of potentiality. We have to flirt with it to evoke it. Twisting around a frictionless spine here. Powerful breathing. Opening up the lungs. Stretching the mid-spine. And coming to completion, inhaling deep as you come back to center, suspending that breath within as you suspend the mind and you draw the energy up from the root lock, Mula Bandha, to the third eye. And then exhale and release and relax and lower the arms, the hands down into the lap. And step back into your center. Sit deeply within your stillness. And simply just observe all that you feel. We'll now bring the hands, palms facing down, resting on the knees or the thighs to practice shoulder shrugs. So all that's moving is the shoulders here. We're shrugging them up on an inhale towards the ears. As we exhale, we just drop them down. The head, the neck are relaxed. You're firmly rooted through the sit bones. It sometimes helps if you have a slight Mula Bandha engaged, drawing the navel point in just slightly here. And we'll begin. Finding your rhythm with this exercise. We're releasing and relaxing all of that tension, that stress that gets stored in the shoulders, the traps, the upper back. This is an opportunity to drop that tension back down to the earth, allowing this earthquake to shake through your being as you just keep going, breathing powerfully, moving rhythmically. Now inhaling very deeply as you shrug the shoulders up and you suspend the breath as you suspend the mind. Feeling that expansiveness, yet it is contained within. And very slowly and gracefully release and relax the breath. Allow the shoulders to sink down and the hands into your lap and just become very still and just feel all that you feel. For our final exercise, we will be doing neck rolls. So you will drop the chin to your chest. All that's moving is the head. The weight of the head is what's driving this movement. So chin to the chest. Spine is straight. You're firmly rooted in the sit bones. The weight of the head is going to drive the movement. So the shoulders are relaxed. Chin to chest. Begin to draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. Allow the weight of the head to drop back. Left ear, left shoulder, and just being mindful, going in these revolutions 5 times in this direction. If you have any neck problems or any pains in these areas, please be mindful, please take care. Just breathe through any areas that might feel stuck or sticky. You may hear some cracking, some popping, some adjusting occurring. Once you've completed 5 revolutions in one direction, you're going to inhale, pull the head and the neck straight back to center. Then you're going to exhale, drop the chin to the chest. You're going to go in the opposite direction. 5 revolutions, left ear, left shoulder, head dropping around the back, side, right ear, right shoulder. And continuing. And coming near to completion now, and then inhaling and pulling the head and the neck straight. Finding the central positioning, the flesh is supported by the spine, firmly rooted into the earth through the sit bones. The chin just gently tucked in, making that natural curvature to the spine. And now we have systematically worked our way from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top, opening up this central channel, consciously connecting to the breath, activating the organs with some life force, some prana, bringing us into this foundational space in which now we can dive deeper into our meditative practice. Now we can begin to really push ourselves in our breathwork practice. Thank you for joining me today on the Art of Kundalini. My name is Andrew. This is Phil. And it was a pleasure to be of service to you today.